Okay. We should be ready to go. I think. There we go. Okay, let's get this ball rolling. So we're gonna be waiting the character. We've got a lot done. Well, been a lot of background work. My life has been ridiculously chaotic in the last couple of weeks. It'd be nice when I can just settle down and not have chaos. It'd be nice. Yeah. When that finally happens. It's just loading real quick. Hopefully everybody's doing okay and doing good. No 5.6 yet. I'm kind of surprised about that. Okay, so with this, I can show you what Kendra did over the weekend. He got the character to be weighted in using an animation pack. So it's it's obviously not my animation style, but I don't know why it glitches when you go from side to side. But it does move. Yeah, it has been. How are you doing, Svitch? So the character does have this look still. Obviously we need to fix some things, but other than that, he picks up armor and you can see little glitches happening still, but it's kind of there. And he has, well, he doesn't have fly animation yet, but it's been a very busy couple of weeks. It's been a very busy. My life is never static, it seems. I'm hoping we get static soon. But at least he's not in T-pose, you know? Oh, he has swimming animations now? What? When did Kindred add swimming what? Oh man, Kindred didn't tell me that. That's awesome. We have swimming animations now? Get out of here. Yeah, I am retired now. Dang, Kindred, that's some bonuses right there. I didn't know we had swim. Oh, he's got swimming. That's so cool. Oh man, that makes me happy. Makes me real happy. Yeah, I'm retired. I retired in December. That makes me really happy. That's cool. I gotta make it where he doesn't look like he's like hunched over dying. So you know that was the intention. The intention is that I'd have lots of more time for game dev, except for I've got a normal real-time day job. So, no. And then if my life would stop being chaos, you know, that'd be great. But I am trying to make a regular or a more regular attempt at doing it. Yeah. We'll see. We will see. No, it's not a secret. Again, I'm not, well, you mean what company? That's a good question. Do you mean the company or do you mean the location? I'm out of Atlanta. I don't mind sharing that. Well, I do cybersecurity, same thing I've done for the military for 20 plus years. So I'm still doing cybersecurity, but I'm doing it in the financial sector now. Why is that taking its sweet time to load? No, you're all good. And yeah, it's been a while. How have you been? Still working on your side projects? Did you get into the industry? Well, I mean, you were already kind of in the industry, right? Hey, Joey. Hey, I saw you had messaged me on Steam the other day. I didn't see it until after because it was hidden behind all my windows. And then I tried to respond to you and the window was frozen. So I apologize, bro. Not my intention. You know I always want to answer you as soon as you message me. Nice. Exciting. Yeah, it wasn't more busy. I just wasn't able to get to it, and then it was glitched out. Yeah, they work the same thing. Lead TA and virtuous company. Nice. Cool. I've got to one day. I have to convince you to work with me. With all your knowledge, we could make amazing things. So this is where we're at.
Hey, get over here.
No, man, shut up. I'm to fly up. Woo. Okay, there we go. I've been spending the last couple of streams working on getting this harbor town kind of more organized and set up. I need to get animations done. It's holding up Kindred and it's holding up Mester, so I'll be doing that. What? I can't. What? Why is that? What? That thing? What? Why is he blocked? What? That's weird. That's got to be something with the animation. That's kind of interesting. Got to make the elevator work. Lights got to work. Make this look more grand. This is the seaside apartments over here. When you have time, you can try, but the main thing explained was I was thinking too different from what should make. Now I slowly working on a second demo, which will put more focused with parts to. Let me click it. Let's see. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh. You gotta avoid the lasers. I mean, it's cool. That's cool, man. I mean, it's at least cool to have something there, you know? It came out in December? Oh, nice. Do you have any wish lists? Yeah, I mean, I probably will. I'll be honest. There's a lot we're gonna have to do. No, I don't. That's not what I want to do. I want to go back here. We need to get on this. 262 wish lists and like, yo, oof, okay. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a learning experience, like you said. Hey, that's how it be. I get it. Did you see the Did you see the game I made in Christmas? You may not have seen it. I don't know. I don't know how much you lurk or don't lurk. No, that's okay. I'll show you in 2 seconds. It's loading right now. That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago. Oh my gosh, it's taking forever to load. There it is. Okay, did that work? That is not showing up. Hold on. Unreal Engine does not like multiple Unreal Engines open. Oh, it is not. No, it is not like multiple ones open at all. Okay, well, let me close that one. There you go. Well, hopefully I need to get out of shader mode. Lit. So basically, I made a top-down, like you're a fox, and you have to get the presents, and you got to get them to the tree. I made it in 15 days. And then you have to avoid being seen by the cop, and then alerting. And then if you alert it, then the cops come to where they heard the sound. Or if you alert the cop, then the cops chase you, and you gotta like lose them. Yeah, it's a kind of a cool game. It has a full main menu and everything else, like a full game. I honestly could have probably released it, but it looks like I have a friend of mine that's going to take over the project. But yeah, I made it in... Pause that. I made it in 15 days. I don't know why it's loading still. Yeah, my entire stream is gonna slow down. There we go. There we go. Cool. Why are shaders taking forever to load? I've loaded this game before. Crazy. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Milo eyes the foxhole. wondering if it might aid his quest.
You have a timer basically until the morning. Your job is to steal all the gifts, put them inside of the tree before the morning to get your, like, there's a whole cutscene about it where it shows your father and your mother and your brother and your sister, and they're talking about all their gifts. And so your job is to get the gifts, put them at the Christmas tree, get your points as high as you can possibly get them. Yeah, I love it too. It's good.
Milo freezes in his tracks. It's a policeman. Sneaking might be his best way to stay out of sight.
So then you get inside, and then you can actually make foxholes. I think it's Q. Yeah. And then the foxholes will suck them up. Oh, you don't want to get caught. Get out of here, Copper. Leave me alone. You don't know me. Okay, then he goes back to his pathing. Then there's a bunch of different houses and different neighborhoods. They got different things. You can get like different gifts. Christmas stars, Christmas trees, all that stuff. And you gotta sneak. Oh, if you don't sneak, then you cause wake ups. Yeah, I think that's, so the intention is I think they're, like, I'm not gonna, I sold the rights to it, so somebody else is gonna make something cool with it. I'm just gonna help them. Cause I don't have the time. Oh, I gotta get out of here, get out of here, get out of here, go, go. Oh, no, no. And then you can go back to your thing and get your stuff. There's a lot of cool ideas. I think we talked about making like a cop versus, you know, thief mode or whatever else. Yeah, I made the bank. Still gonna work on Gladiator? Yeah, I'm still working on a Gladiator game. That's actually what we're gonna be doing here in like 5 seconds once I stop playing around and showing off things that aren't what I said I was gonna be doing for the stream. This is the police station right here. That's your sister's doll that she wants. I gotta stop sneaking. There we go. Oh, now the cop's here. No! Oh, he got me. And if you get caught, that's where you go. Anyways. So, yeah, 15 days. No, you're all good. You're all good. I like showing off what I was doing too, so you're perfectly fine, man. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna get the Gladiator looking all nice and pretty, because the weight for, you know, when you move your arms and everything else, it's really bad by default. Kindred came in and did some of it and made the initial stuff look good. So I need to finish it up. So we basically need to turn this into what we need it to be. I think I'm happy with everything. I don't think I have any desire to switch or move anything. So I'm really fine with everything and the way that it looks. Maybe I don't like this right here. I think I probably would want this in the back. Yeah. Getting late on my side. Still have to jump out. Glad to see you good and still doing stuff. See you later. Yep. Thanks, man. Have a good one, okay? Let me know if you ever need anything. Stay in touch. I think this is the shoulder master. Yeah, okay. I want that to be back here. And then I think this is the hip master. No. Where's the master? Okay, there, it's right there. Yeah. Let's pull that out a little bit more. And then I don't know if I'm showing master control there, so I want that back. And down. Yeah, there we go. Now, what we can do is we can generate skeleton. And then we'll generate rig. Okay, there we go. I don't know why... Oh, it's working. Nice. Okay, cool. Let me just do a test and make sure both chats are working. Oh, it's only going through on the horizontal. Okay, it's fine. Okay, cool. So the reason why this matters and the reason why we have to do this is because... Yay! Is because this. You see the glitchiness? It's not good. Some parts are good. Like that bend is... it's not like good, like flawless. That should like actually not have it like that. It should clear itself up. But that's why we're doing this. And then also the wrist. Obviously you can't really... Like I can kind of bend my wrist down like this. But... I can't really go too far, and so that's what we need to, that's what we really need to do, is we're trying to create how this stuff looks. You know, like this is probably about as far as you could really take your normal wrist. This one you can go a little bit further. And so when we're talking about weighting, this really is what defines how this all looks. Like, I could never do that with my thumb. It can be kind of cool if I do that with my thumb, but, you know, not like that bad. And so we need to basically get all this nice and clean. And that's what we're going to do for this entire stream, is we're basically going to fix all this up and then make sure that this is nice and clean. Let's remove the rig real quick. I forgot to do the colors. I want to choose my own colors. So left is red. Oh, I need to edit blueprint. Yes. So we're gonna do left is that teal blue, and then right's gonna be, oh wait, no, this is right. I don't remember. Orange, and then white, I think. Let's see. Those colors make no sense. I don't know how that happened. Okay, we're gonna go teal. We're gonna go gray, and then orange. No. I forgot. I wanted to get rid of the blue. I don't want any twist joints here. So, twist joints, no. Okay. I do have twist joints here, but no twist joints there. I gotta do this again. Okay. Now let's do it. Okay, no twist joints on the leg, which is great. I do have twist joints on the wrists, which is great. And everything else looks good. So let's generate the rig. Okay. So now we're basically done with that control. I like how everything's set up, the locations. I don't know why green and whatever, but whatever. I'm not here to fight about it. Okay, so we can kind of do this however. There's like 6 different ways we can start this. I like to start from the hips and then move on to the joint areas that are kind of like surrounded around the hips, because that makes it kind of similar and important. So what we're going to do is... let's save this as... Where's my, Imperium. This will be E. Yeah, we're gonna say this is E. Because we're ready, we think. And so we're skinning and weighting this. And making it look good. That's the whole point of this process, is to make this look good. So that way we can have a good kind of structure on how we want all this to be. That is the goal for the day. Okay. Can I grab that? No, I cannot. What if I did that? No. That's right. All right, there we go. That's what I need right there. And then we're going to go to tool settings and rigging. And then our weighting tool. We're going to grab the bottom root, and then we're going to set this to 0 because we don't want the root bone to have anything at all. So we flood that to 0. We should be doing interactive weight painting right now. So that should kind of change a lot of this, but we'll see. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of problems, I can tell. Is what it is. Let's try from the neck down. I can turn the head off. Let's do 0.5. Okay. So do 0.3. Let's do 0. What, 0.1, I think is the answer for this. Yeah. Okay. And then we're gonna definitely, that's the head. So then I think the neck is our next influence. Yeah. And I think we need to have the neck have some influence on this over here. So again, we'll do 0.1 all the way across. And then should be pretty strong throughout there. And then again, I think 0.1 maybe here. It might be more than 0.1, to be honest. I don't know. Let's just try it here. And then yeah. That's fine. I don't know if I like exactly how that looks. But again, I won't really know until we start playing with the actual values. Let's do a little bit lighter here. Okay, now what we can do is we grab the neck and then we see how that looks. Yeah, see how bad that looks? It's like crunchy. We don't want crunchy. Crunchy no buenos. What does it look up here? Can I rotate the head from there? Oh, I can't. What about here? Oh, that is way too crunchy. Okay, let's go the other route. Let's say 0.8 across the board here. Because this should be pretty smooth. No. Okay. It's kind of better. Not really. So crazy. I hate that I have to come over here to select it. I think in the master control, I can make it whether or not the geometry is selectable. I need to do that. While I'm fixing this crap. Okay, we want this to be a smoother transition and not so hard. Right? Like, this should definitely be smoother. And I'm thinking it's because it has influences below. I think that there's probably some influences here. Yeah, there is. Okay, cool. So if I set this to 0, this should give me more control back. And it does. And then same thing for here. Also ugly. It was like disgusting ugly. So it's probably here. Yep, I knew it. Dang, look at that. Look at all that. Look at that like craziness. So basically this is giving almost full control to the neck, which is bad. But we're doing it right now because what I need to do is I need to control like the level of it. And by doing this, I'll be able to have control of that here in just a second. Let's see if there's any other location that's causing... Yeah, I kind of figured as much. Oh my god, look at all that craziness. It's so bad. Okay, now is any of this? That does not have any control there. That has no control there. That has no control. So what is controlling that? It's not this, is it? Okay. No, wait, that's control. I don't know what's controlling that. That's really weird. Oh, okay, that's what's control. That's what's making it weird. Okay. Well, let's even this out a little bit. Again, the neck shouldn't have this much control at all. So we're just gonna even all this out. Make it nice and smooth. And try to make it nice and smooth between the two, so that way it's nice and evened out. And then once that line is kind of like more straight, what we'll do is we'll come into the next one and figure out what's causing that, and then we'll smooth that. It's probably here. Yeah, I kind of figured. So we'll just kind of even all this out. Super important to make it nice and smooth, because that's what makes the animation look good. And then here's where we really want to kind of smooth this out, because this really should have control on it. Like again, the neck shouldn't be like, you know, rotating that much. So we need to beef this up for sure. Okay, cool. So we're saying this is the chest area. A lot of this is going to be white across the board. Let's just throw it in and let's get that in real quick. So probably one all the way across. Now it's not going to be perfectly white because we want the clavicle to actually have some actual control, but for the sake of what we're trying to do right now, I need to get white in there as much as possible. And then we want to provide the edges where the torso basically is nice and strong. And again, we'll balance this out after this. We're just getting it nice and strong in there right now. Because what we're about ready to do is do this right here. Yep, there you go. Make it nice and tight. Put this here. And all this is going to get changed. So I'm not like super worried about the fact that it's all 100% weighting right now. Because once we do the next part, all of this is basically going to get turned, you know, different colors and everything else. Because it's going to pull from it. But we need to have it set up right first. Okay, cool. Again, we can kind of just do this. Probably not necessarily the right answer, but it's not a bad answer either. I would say we want that to be there. So that's coming 3 in. That means this is also going to get hit. Okay, yeah, there you go. And then what this does is this allows us to do this, which is basically kind of just evening all this out and getting this with a more realistic kind of like look on how the neck is being affected by this. Yeah, there we go. So we're still saying the neck can affect all this, you know, but we're kind of limiting how far. Yep, that's really what we're trying to do here. Is we're trying to keep it nice and clean and tight lines, so that way it feels like and looks like it's doing good, which it is. Okay, so cool. That's probably gonna have to change a little bit, but it's fine for now. Let's go here and let's see if we can smooth this out a little bit. And we're gonna try to do this, because this allows for a little bit of dip and dive and dodging and ducking and all that other stuff. So that way, as the neck is moving, let's put this to 1. Don't have to move so much. Yep, there we go. Cool. Cool. Okay, now I would argue that this is probably not correct. I think that this is more closer to, this needs to be 1. I think that's probably more in line with what I would expect. And then just play with these. But again, I'm not positive. Not a exact science, sadly. And then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna do this. And the next, like when he flattens out, they both have to be even, or it's gonna deform differently as we move. So I'm trying to get this as nice and as clean as I possibly can, but I also don't know what that's gonna look like, you know, back in flawless mode. So when I put this back to 0, and then this kind of shows us, you know, if I go left or right, I get some serious problems, and I get some serious problems there. So obviously I can't do that. I mean, you would see folds happening like that, but not that bad. So again, there are some things I'm gonna have to fix with it. It can't be as rigid as what I'm trying to make it right now. But the purpose of the weight is to get it as close as possible. So again, that's why we're doing what we're doing. Get a little bit of a bend in this. Even this out. Make sure it all makes sense. Okay. And then now that that's been done, we grab this thing here and we see what this looks like. And so we get a pretty good bend there and a pretty good crease. We get a pretty good bend and a pretty good crease there. Maybe it's a little too harsh. Like if you look at that, that's probably a little too harsh. So a couple different ways to solve that is to come through the next side and then try to smooth this out a little bit. Which I think is the answer. Not like the perfect answer, but it's the okay answer. And I probably would maybe the head. Yeah, it's got a little too much influence. And you actually saw how that just like melted. That's probably not a good thing, by the way. Yeah, it's definitely not a good thing. So get a boogle. Because yeah, it's creating an uneven like set there. What does that look like here? Ugh, dusty. Okay, well, let's just even it out as best as we can. I mean, that's kind of what would happen. You're gonna get folds. It's just not flawless. It's not as happy as I would like to make it. Let's see. So the back part is correct. Forward is actually really good. I mean, maybe that's just as good as we get it, you know? Okay. Maybe that's just as good as we get it. Let's even it out as best as we can. Smooth it a little bit. Yeah, we'll just smooth it. And then once I replicate it over to the other side, we'll see how that looks. Oh yeah, that definitely should not be there. That helps create problems. So always got to make sure you look for those little tiny artifacts. Come back here. Okay, no artifacts, which is good. Check the top one. No artifacts, that's good. Check the bottom one. No artifacts, that's good. Okay, cool. So we're artifact out. Now, our next problem is going to be this. Again, we have to do the same thing. White should never be towards the edge. So we're probably going to have to smooth this out, if I had to guess, because it's too much towards the edge. So I foresee that we'll probably be smoothing this out. But that's fine. Yeah, it's definitely going to be smoothed out. That's fine. Okay, save. And then let's grab the next one. And so that actually was pretty nice. Okay. That actually was pretty nice. Interesting. Nope. No crotches on this one. Now this is the one that's going to be basically 100%. Maybe here. We're just gonna do it, even though I definitely am gonna cut into that. I'm just gonna do it for the sake of having it done. But we are definitely gonna cut into that. It's not gonna be that smooth. And then let's just get rid of all this. The nice part is once I'm done with this, all the animations should be ready to roll. We should be just moving right into animations, which is nice because I need to get some animations done. Okay. Yeah, that leg is definitely not going to have anything to do with that side over there. And then I would definitely pull here and here. Yep. Basically pull all the way down. I would even pull to this leg. Yep. Okay. And then this is going to be the knee. So we're going to pull here. And it's the knee, so I'm actually going to pull one above. Let's get rid of all this. Okay. And then this is basically the bottom ankle. So I'm going to basically pull this whole foot. And then it, oh crap, I didn't want to do that. Wait, what? Here we go. Yep. And so this is basically this front toe area. Cool. Okay. So we've blocked in the major areas of basically how all of it works, except for up here. So we don't want the twist joint. I don't care about the twist joint. That's actually pretty dang close. I think that's too much on the forearm. So I'm probably going to reduce that. That's pretty close. We're gonna have to do fingers here in a second. And that's normally what I do last because it's the most annoying. Let's grab this and see how far up that. Yeah, that goes way too far. So let's say this is all white. And then we're gonna have some changing down here because of how the twist joint works. I honestly don't know how the twist joint works. I forgot already. So don't judge me. Yeah, this definitely should not have all this up here. Elbow should not be affecting all of that. We're okay. Well, I'm just gonna do it for now. And we'll have this here. Okay. Cool. And then I think shoulder should be pretty movable, right? As it moves around with everything. So I do think that there should be some connection here. I think that makes sense. This is obviously going to get tapered. We'll just taper it right now. I don't, again, know how the twist joint works up here, so I'm just not going to give it any power at all. I don't think it should have any power, to be honest. We'll kind of see how this works and play with that. So this wrist area is going to be the tricky part because, again, I don't really know how the twist joints work. It's been forever. So I'm going to have to turn on the twist and then check it and then create a connection between the two. Because, yeah, there's some stuff there that I'm not really tracking. This should have no influence whatsoever on that. And then this should have no influence whatsoever on that. Cool. And that should have 0. That should be 0. That should be 0. And that should be 0. Cool. So that should have kind of like almost evened everything out. Now our clavicle is up here, so let's kind of play with this a little bit. As we move our clavicle, really the shoulder is doing all the work, but the clavicle does have some movement that's happening right in this upper area. So to keep that kind of more like static, maybe 0.1. So let's say 0.1 here. And then I do the same thing on this side. Wait, what? 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 I'm pressing the minus button. What the? That's crazy. Okay, there we go. So now our two clavicles kind of have the same structure. Let's see what this looks like. That makes sense-ish. Obviously, there's some stuff over there that we need to fix, but that's okay. Maybe I do this. Oh, what the fuck? What the F? Okay. Okay, well, I guess this is like 0 here. What the F? Oh, yeah, it is 0. Okay, cool. Like, what? There we go. So that's kind of evened out. I definitely think that this needs to be feathered. There's no way that we're saying that that's not feathered. It's probably going to have to be feathered here as well, to be honest. Okay, so that's good. And then let's grab this. We will turn on IK, and then what we'll do is we'll kind of bend these to see how smooth I need to make them to make this work. But if I had to get, like, just from doing it in past experience, I think this is what I'm looking at, like, smooth-wise. There might be more. You don't know until you know. Is that because I already did some of this? Yeah, okay. I was wondering why that might be. We're gonna definitely have this bleed in more because we want this to control the butt cheeks even a little bit. Like, they gotta control the butt cheeks just a little bit, because what's the point of having butt cheeks if they can't be controlled? So I'm assuming that this is going to get a little bit more power. Not much, but a little bit. We'll have to, again, play with it based off of what happens and see what we can get. Hey, Ducky. How are you, buddy? Good to have you back. Okay. I gotta start streaming a Rumble, Ducky. I gotta be a Rumble pro. You know, because that's where all the cool kids are. They're on that Rumble. Okay, let's bring on IK for everything. Can I do that? No, I can't. Okay, so we're gonna turn that to FK. We're gonna turn the arm to FK because I need to test the actual like joints. I don't think I can do FK here. Rumble, what are you? Far right? I mean, no, but still gotta be on Rumble, bro. That's where all the kids are. Where all the kids are now. They're on that Rumble Bumble. Aw, dude, come on. What's wrong with his skin? Why is the normal off? Oh my God. It's gonna mess with everything, bro. Okay. Let's see if this messes with everything. I hope it doesn't. Okay, well, I guess it didn't mess with everything, so that's kind of good. I don't know. I think that's going to F everything up, but I guess I'll find out. Okay. So you can see how this is kind of like bending in on itself. We obviously want it to have a little bit of a bend, but we don't want it to bend in on itself like that too much. So we're going to come in here and just going to create a nice smooth transition between the two. That's kind of the goal, is you want to have a nice smooth transition between the two. And to do that, you got to do what we're doing right now. So just even this out, make these nice and even. There we go. So those are basically even. Let's even that up. Okay. And then we need to do the same for the top up there. So what this has done is it creates that like back arch that you would see. So you can kind of see we get that nice back arch. Now this is pulling butt cheeks up. I don't know if I would pull butt cheeks up for that. It's like pulling butt cheeks up and somehow making his butt bigger. I don't know if that would do that. So what we have to do to make that happen is there's something here that's pulling butt cheeks. And it's probably this right here. See how that's got a nice, it's got that smoothness right there. So I'd be willing to bet that we need to make both of those one. Make this a little bit harsher. So that way we don't get butt cheek smoothing going on. Because that's not what we want. We don't want butt cheek smooth. And then I would say we probably need to 0.8 or 0.9 right here. Because that's going to pull the butt cheeks more here. What if I do 0.9? That pulls it in tighter, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what we want. We want 0.9 for this across the board. So that way the butt cheeks stay where they need to. Come back here. This is pretty good. Now, this could be smoothed. So I think that's what I want to do for this one. And the reason why is it just helps get rid of that like extra double divot that we had. But you can see we still have issues. So that means somewhere here it's not full, like something else is pulling on this at the same time, and I think it's this line right here. So we would need to set this to 0 to bring that down further. Right? And then with that being set to 0, that creates that kind of back arch that we would want. And then we can bring this to 1. And it doesn't really change anything. You can tell, like, it's kind of just stays the same. There's no real change. Now, if we grabbed this, we should see it kind of concave on itself. And that's fine, because what we can do... See, that's a little too harsh. So what we would do is we'd come in here and do this. And then get a nice smooth. So now we got like a fat layer on it. And that's what creates that like smooth fat layer. We still have issues up here. So we need to come up here and figure out what's going on up here. So just, again, let's smooth this out. I'm willing to bet that this is going to be more of a problem when we move the arms. But for right now, we're just fixing the chest area. So when we move the arms, this is definitely going to be an issue. And then what's happening here is this front chest area is coming this way. And so it's impeding on itself. And the problem is that this chest area needs to come down further. So let's take this, and you can see how harsh that is. Like it's hardcore harsh. Like that's bad. So what we need to do is we need to smooth out these two to where basically it's almost flush. Not perfect, but almost. That's kind of the goal here. And the reason why we want that almost flush is because we want this to be able to, like, we want this to always kind of look good, even though it's not going to always look good, because, again, there's no way that the character is ever going to do this animation specifically. But if it did, for whatever reason, this kind of puts it in a good spot. Kind of. So that's the intention behind it, is get it to where it's looking good 95% of the time, and then, you know, you're fine. So basically, I have a hardcore back bend, and on top of the hardcore back bend, I have a really good frontal bend where it's kind of like trying to even itself out. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. So we can kind of test this further, again, by rotating this back. So this is normal. And then you'll see we have more issues down here, but that's not because of that. We do have bend issues and crunch issues here. Now that bottom one is good. Let me save. Okay, so see how we have this? We need to like smooth this out here, because we don't want that to be as harsh as it is. Even if it's making like a super harsh thing, we don't want that to be as harsh as it is. And so we're going to kind of try to even this out as much as we can. And then again, this is where butt cheek problems come into play. But I'm not here to deal with the butt cheek problems yet. We're not there. Now, this is probably too drastic. Again, I don't think I would ever see a case or scenario where this is like in play like it is right now. It's pretty drastic. But you never know. So again, we're testing and playing. That's the whole purpose of today. Now, where is the other? Like, yeah, it's just so bad. Where's the other one at? Oh, it's down here. Okay. So let's put this back at 0. That's his normal. And then this is the concave chest. And so you can see how bad it is there. It's good here, but it's bad there. So that's what we're trying to fix, is we're trying to get that to be a little bit softer. Not much, just a little bit. Okay, cool. So that's the bottom one. Let's check this. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. Check this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so, I mean, not that, again, he would probably almost never make this move. But you never know. Okay, so back to 0, so nice and smooth. Back to, like, that's a super aggressive, you know, like, we're super aggressive, but if he leaned down for, you know, like, whatever reason, you wouldn't really make this move ever, but it's good to have there in case. And you can see that we're doing a good position here now because of how that looks, which is great. And then the back rotation is still kind of good. We do have some concaving there, which is not necessarily good because I would rotate my shoulders back. So then let's do the back portion. Grab this and then this, and then see if I can smooth this out a little bit. And then maybe here. Nope. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's get a little bit of smoothing out in here. And then does that come here? It does. Okay, so let's smooth that out just a tad. Okay, cool. So if it does rotate back for whatever reason, it shouldn't pinch itself too much unless I'm like ultra aggressive. And again, that's not even realistic. So we're fine there. That's stretching. That's stretching. There's some problems with butt cheeks there. Again, we know that already. So looks like butt cheeks are the next spot to focus in on. Okay, so we know that if the knee is coming here, this whole front needs to be kind of stretched a little bit. And we do like how this concaves and keeps its form in this back area. So that's actually really good. And we should be able to get a 90-degree off of this. So another cool way of watching this is kind of seeing what the stuff is doing. And you can see based off of the, like what we've told it to do, kind of why. And so obviously this needs to blend better and make a more softer transition. So that way those stretch properly. And we can see the same effect with here. So as this is rotating, this is pulling a lot of good stuff. But where it gets stuck and where we're having problems is, you can see right there. So what that tells me is I need to grab this, and I need to come here, and I need to grab this. And you can see, yeah, so that's where my problems are happening with the pelvis. We want to even that out and probably even push it up one more further. And you can tell it's not smooth, right? So what we want to do is maybe look here. And that's, you can see we have this green thing here it's trying to even itself out, but it's just not able to do so. So we're going to have to probably play with this a little bit because it is trying to even itself out. It just doesn't know how. And I think that's more to do with this right here. see how that has absolutely nothing on it? So I need to really focus on, I think, fixing that. Yeah, we'll have to play with that. That's definitely a problem. See how that, like, that's not good. Yeah, see how that, like, does that? Because that leg should be able to come back and not create that problem with that butt. But it is. And so we're gonna have to smooth that out. The groin thing is also an issue. I should not be able to pull on the groin that much. So we definitely have to figure this part out. That's closer to what we need. Like in there. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now we got the couple butt right there. That's good. That's good. Let's even this out. And then let's pull this a little bit back. Too much. That's too much too. Yep. Maybe this whole area just gets nice and evened out. I don't like that it affects all of that. So let's get rid of some of this effect. Not much, just some. Look how bad that is. It needs to affect it some. I just don't want it to, like, flatten it out. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's see. So that's that bone. What does that make this look? Can I even that here? I mean, okay. Yes. I guess. I think I might make the middle part full white. Because the problem I'm going to run into is if that's not full white, then sometimes, like, especially if it gets moved or put in a different direction, it's going to pull on it. Yeah, this is probably just going to have to be white. Just to make sure that we don't have any pulling. And then it's just going to cause some cupping. Eventually, there's nothing we can do about that. That's just how it is. But the cupping should be like, yeah, here, which is fine. This might be a little too harsh. So let's see if we can make this less harsh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good. I do like that. Yeah, that is definitely much better overall. So it is gonna, you know, kind of make it disappear, but there's nothing wrong with that. This is a pretty good angle. And you still keep the nuts intact. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Now, forward. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's the annoying part. You get one side working, and then this is what I hate about waiting. You get one side working, and it's like all great and perfect, and that's way too extreme. I mean, there's nothing I can do about this. Like, partly this is gonna happen. So the other option is I can give it a what is this at? Rotate, put that at 0. What do I do here? I think I just give it some control. Not that I want to, but I think I'm just gonna have to. Because otherwise it's gonna be too drastic. But here's my problem. It has to be even. It has to be even. So that's the important part, is it has to be even. Let's move this up here. And let's even this out a little bit. Yeah, because look at how nasty that is. No. Yep. I'm gonna have to do something like this. Because that right there is disgusting. Like, why is it so... Ugh. Okay. So I need to figure out how to get that to fold in a little bit closer and not be so... poopied. Is it here? It's not here. It might be here. Because, I mean, all this is doing is this is just smoothing this out. Like, I don't think that's the answer. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't see how smoothing this out does anything. I mean, it makes it look a little bit less bad, but like still, like it's still bad. What if I tilt here? I don't know. It's just got, I think this has to be, man, this is what I figured this out. Like I always figure this out and then it's time to come back and do this and I forget how I did it. I think I have to make this like 1 basically is the answer. I think that's the answer that I've done before. Let's save it just in case. Yeah, I think what I've done before is I just make this 1 here. And I say F it, and it just gets in there sooner rather than later. Yeah. What the F is happening? Okay, get down. You get down here, because clearly you have issues, okay? Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, definitely. I'm messing some stuff up right now. Oh my god. Yeah, there we go. I think we just make this all white. Oh no. No, 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 no. Are you on Steam Beats? Okay, good. On Stream Beats. Good. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Here we go. Yeah, so I think... I wish I could remember what I had. I think it's something like this, where basically I just made this whole front part as hardcore as I could. So it just like aggressively gets inside of there as he runs. Yeah, I think that's what I did. But then we have that problem there. Okay, I don't know why that's like doing that part though. It shouldn't be so concaved. Is it because of this? I don't know. Like it should be smooth. We're working it. We're working it, boys. We're trying to make this work. Trying to make it work. There's something going on here. Is one of those there? It's not. Okay, cool. Can I even this out here? that a thing? What? It is a thing. Out of here. Not supposed to have any weights or values in here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, well, so it's not helping me. I don't know. What is that? What is causing that? There's something that's causing this right here to be all flambin boosted. And I like it. It's in here. This is fine. Cheap viewers. Oh, no, Baggy. I don't need cheap viewers. Thank you, though. I don't need viewers, okay? Viewers are pointless. The whole reason why I'm streaming isn't because I want people to watch me. It's because I'm trying to just hold myself accountable to do work. Okay, let's pull this down here. Because I need to find out what's going on. There's something going on. Let's do this at 0, 0, 0. I'm gonna see what I got going on. Okay. I mean, we're kind of close. But it's definitely... There's something right there that's causing this problem. So let's see if I can find it here. Look at that. We're just gonna even this out. Give me all of your stuff. Even it out. Come on, even it out. Even it out. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Okay. I mean, that's not great, but it's also not bad. So now rotate. Come on, come on. Okay. So that's where I'm seeing the problem. It's right there. Something there. That has to be, we have to figure out how to smooth that, because that's no bueno. So we either push this down, which I'm fine with doing, and that might be the answer. You know, like just saying that, hey, this is going to be down here. That's just where it's going to be. And you have to deal with it. Yeah, disgusting. And that, I mean, that's fine. Because what this does right here is this keeps this area here where it should be. Yeah. I think that's what I did before, because it keeps this area where it should be, and then I allow the leg and everything else to kind of move to match that. I think that's what I did before. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I did before. And then what we do, because that allows that to stay there, and then all I have to do is blend this bottom part and that little area right there. And here, obviously. But I think that's more... It's more... Dang, dude, okay. I don't know. This is the less than fun part. Less than fun. So we're gonna say that all of this is the white area. And then I'm gonna blend from there. Do that. Come on. Here we go. And then this all evens out there, which is fine. And then let's grab this and see what we do. Oh, get rid of this. I don't want any of that up here anymore, anyways. Okay, and we'll even out here just to see what happens. And then let's put this at white here. Come on, baby. Give me what I'm looking for. Damn it. So close. Yeah, see how that like concaves like? It's disgusting. No, I need more control. F. So basically this whole thing is white. That's the answer, is basically this whole thing becomes white. So that way this can come here. That's gonna create that nasty shadow though, dude. Oh my gosh, it's so nasty. I mean, that's what we need, but that's the shadow. So, how do I fix this? I don't think I can. Why is this such a problem? I had this working before. What did I do before? What was my answer? Nope. This whole thing is like disgusting. I don't know what I did before. I really don't. Like, I had to have done something before. What? Okay, well, that's definitely not what I did before. Well, now everything is up here somehow. I don't really know how, but I put it up here. So now everything's up there somehow. Disgusting. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Normally what I would do is I would do white across the board, and I would just say, F it, this is how this is staying. And then I would make this come across, like I would have to deal with this as it goes across. That's what I would do. I would say this is all white because this is the hips, and that's how I want this to look. And then I would smooth this out right here as it bends. But that's gonna make the, I mean, you can see already it's warping that little part of that leg. And so now I got this like warp. I don't want that. I mean, that's, you know, smooth, but now when it's here, and look at that. It's disgusting. This is okay-ish. Can try to make this less powerful, but it doesn't solve anything. Because yeah, now it may not look so silly. Still gonna look silly. Because now when it comes up further, like, okay, that's not bad, and then it is bad. Like, look at that, look at that. Oh my god. Yeah. So at this point, the two should be like fighting each other. I should have a Z crease. Damn, dude. Yeah, I don't have a good answer for this, to be honest. I don't know what the answer is here. Because no matter what I do, it's not going to be right. Where does that thing intercede? Right there? So I can smooth that out, and that kind of fixes that, makes it a little less jarring. But the real thing is this needs to be, like, this needs to be 1 or white. Like, legitimately, that needs to be white. And this does too, like, it should, because it needs to, it just needs to go inside and say, hey, I'm here, this is me. Now maybe I can smooth that a little bit so it's not so hardcore, but at the end of the day, that's really what it's doing. So I can bring that here and bring that there. Now that's not bad. Did it? No, get inside there. Where is the fucking thing? Yeah, so that's, and that is bad. So I should bring that all the way over. And that brings that one all the way over. I think it's this one here. And that gets, like, tapered, and that gets tapered. Okay. So that's white. I mean, maybe that's the answer. Maybe I found it. That doesn't look too bad. Nothing too bad there. Maybe move this a little bit here, even those out, so that way butt cheeks aren't so, like, hardcore. I still have this nice and strong there. Ugh. Okay. I mean, maybe that's the, maybe this is the answer. I don't like that at all. But everything else is kind of more or less there. Oh, that's definitely not there. Oh my lord, my Lanta of the Pantas. Man, I had it so. Okay. Okay. Come on, boys. We can do this. I'm smart enough. We can do this. I don't know how, but we're gonna do it. Okay. We can do this. believe in this. Okay, so we have a little bit of a bulge here. Not bad. Come on. Okay, concaves. I'm okay with that. There's a little bit of weirdness there, but I'm okay with it. And as it comes down, it gets itself nice and smooth. And as it extends backwards, it's more or less smooth. Okay, I think this is the okay answer. It's not the perfect answer, but it's the okay answer. Well, I'm never really gonna do that anyways. This is... That's disgusting. Can I even this out a little bit? Is there any weights here? No? Okay, well then why does it look so bad? That's weird. There's nothing here, is there? No. Okay, whatever. Okay, this is our answer, honestly. This is what we're gonna stick with for now. It's not bad, it's not great, but it's not bad. That's the important part, it's not bad. This one needs to be fixed, so we do need to fix that. This is what makes waiting so much quote-unquote fun. Let's grab the bones. And we're probably gonna again run into the same problem here. We want the knee to keep its form, but we also don't want it to go too deep in. So we have to think about like how far it is and where it's protruding to. So that way we don't get rid of mesh importance. And I would say we can probably maybe pull here and kind of even this out a little bit. And this should have nothing to do with any of that, so it doesn't, which is good. So it's basically just this kind of pulling with that and making that evened out. Maybe we can even pull a little bit further on the leg up here, but not too much. Because again, the more we pull on this, the more it's going to cut into everything else. So we don't want that. But we do want it to kind of... No, we need to get rid of that. It should not pull. Like when my knee pulls, it's not really... Like it moves a little bit of that stuff, but not all of that. Yeah, we're going to have to modify that. That's okay. We're gonna hack that just a little bit. So that way it's a little bit softer. Not much. And then we're gonna get rid of this because I don't want that. And we're gonna get rid of that. Yep. We want to keep that. We want to keep that deformation there in the right way. pull on this just a tad. That. Okay, and let's see what this looks like. So it's squeegeeing. This is 90, so we want 90 degrees. We need to make it look good for 90. Yeah. Damn. Okay. You know, the funny part is I added Geo. I didn't take away Geo, so it's like I don't understand why it's so hardcore. I didn't take away any Geo. So silly. What if I just make it 1? Not really an answer. Let's do 0.5. What does that do for that? I think that's good for there. Because we're not modifying that out. And then I can probably reach a little bit into here. Not much. Yeah, that's probably better. We are getting there. Yep. That. So even that out. Just even this out right here. Turn this to what? 1? Yeah, put that to 1. And then let's just even this out right here a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. And then let's try this again. So that's good. I probably... Let's give it like a 0.3 on this loop right here. Maybe even a 0.2. Okay, let's do 9 and see what happens. Yeah, because I think that's really what we want, is to just kind of teeter it over. Not much. Just enough to where we can say, yep, you are being affected by this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so now let's see. So, yeah, we're getting Thundercats. Yeah, okay. And then we need to maybe like smooth this right here. I'm not sure on what edge. That's fine. Yep. Nope. Let's do that. Yep. Nope. That's too much. That's good. Nope. Nope, that's too much. Yep, that's good. Okay. Yep, that's good. Okay, cool. So we got the heavy lifting done for that. Let's bring this back down to 0. And then let's bring this back down to 0. Let's do a save, and let's add this control, and then switch this over to IK. And then what we can do is we can check this. So let's just grab this. It's not, again, it's not flawless, but it is good. The knee bends well, and it pulls. When it's back, it pulls. I need to fix the foot, so don't worry about the foot right now. We're just looking at the ones we just did. So it still pulls on the butt cheeks, still keeps the pelvis more or less where it needs to be, which is good, and allows for all that movement. So let's put this back to 0. And then let's grab the hips. This should allow us to grab everything here, so I can kind of see what that pivot would look like if he was crouching. If he's moving to the left or the right. Yep. Good. Which one is the full body one? That one? That F. Where's the full body? Oh my god. Where's the whole upper body? Does that control not exist anymore? No, there's no way. No, there's no FL. There's got to be a control for the whole upper body. Okay, there we go. I was like, what the? Wait, why is that control over there not part of it? Oh, that's because this is in FK mode. Okay. Yeah, it looks good. Again, it's not flawless, but it does look good. So I think we're good. We've got the stuff there that's pretty good. The arm needs to be fixed. That's what we're about ready to work on right now, is a shoulder. That's why I put it into FK, and then we'll get that part working, and then we'll get the wrist looking good. I think the wrist is pretty close, to be honest, but I need to get the twist joint working. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research on that. Okay, but I mean, we've done well. So neck is where we started, and neck is looking good on how it like deforms and everything else. Body looks good on how it deforms. So like even that looks good. I might give this a little bit more control over this, so that way I don't get weird looking butt cheeks if I do this. Like the suck part is like that. If I wanted to make them fat, that whole thing should fix, you know? That's what I like, the stretch stuff. That's so cool. I'm excited about it. So there is some fixing I'm gonna have to do, but not much. I don't know what that was. Okay. That's it, 0. That's it, 0. And that's it, 0. Okay, cool. Okay, well, we've had a good stream. We got a lot done. I'm gonna work a little bit offline and then get those fingers kind of fixed up and ready to go. And then ideally, hopefully what'll happen is I will have this rigged, pushed, and sent to the game. So that way all of the new animations that we attach and we put into it will be aligned properly with the proper skin weights. So, should be good. And I don't plan on changing skin weights, so yeah. Okay, well, thanks for being here. Hopefully I'll be able to stream again this week. It's going to be a busy week, so I can't promise anything. Who knows, weekends maybe, but either or. Next time I see you guys, we'll be here. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you're watching me on. Set the notification, join the Discord, whatever you got to do. And the Discord is there. And for you YouTubers, let me put this on the YouTubies. That's the Discord. That work? I don't know. Okay, it looks like it worked. Cool. Okay, thanks. See you guys later.